This simple piece of music has two layers of sound. The drum layer at the bottom, setting the foundation, and the guitar layer, which goes on top. We could say that the guitar is coloring the drum rhythm with melody. I see black and white visuals as turning that guitar off. Now I can see clearly the foundation of an image. Not only can I see much better its visual structure, such as the direction of my lines and the weight of the different shapes on the frame, but most importantly, I can study the beautiful relationship between black and white, between shadows and light. I have always been in love with monochrome visuals for this reason. Its simplicity makes it easier for me to understand them, as I am removing the layer of strong feelings that colors can evoke. Life as we see it, narrowed down to its two seemingly opposing forces: night and day, shadow and light, life and death. That mysterious communion between the two sides which create the whole universe. Understanding the mechanics of what happens on a frame started in my late teens with black and white film, a Pentax K1000, and countless hours bathed in the red light of a darkroom. This exposure to black and white stills heavily influenced my early short films and continues till today on most of my personal projects. That is also the reason why, if I'm directing something in color, I always switch my monitor from color to black and white back and forth in order to see better my visual foundation. If you don't usually shoot monochrome, I would suggest changing the view of your camera once in a while to black and white if possible, in order to see the world with that different perspective and see if taking out the colors can help you understand your frame better. When I'm taking pictures, I see what it is that calls my attention about what I'm about to photograph. If it's based on color, I adjust my framing and intention based on those colors. But if I'm more curious about lines, textures, or that dance between light and dark, I will switch to that black and white frame of mind and think more in terms of the relationship between these two forces in the frame. We see life in color, but art photography doesn't need to be a representation of reality, but a language with which we explore and question our perception, which is extremely narrow, since the information we receive from the world is limited by what our senses can perceive, and furthermore, heavily distorted by our own mind with its own personal goals and beliefs. Maybe, by stripping down to the core what we see through that viewfinder, we might get new insights about the wonderful and mysterious dance between lights and shadows.